Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. The neighborhood looked peaceful, the kind of street where nothing ever changed. Neat houses, clean windows, and quiet evenings made it seem safe from every worry in the world. But under that calm surface, something old was waiting. Something buried. When a new family moved into the long-abandoned Khan house, the street held its breath. Strange memories returned. Old eyes watched from behind curtains, and a hidden truth forgotten for years began to rise again. No one knew it yet, but the silence of the neighborhood was about to break, and its buried secrets were ready to be found. The neighborhood is quiet under the soft evening light. Small houses stand in neat rows. The lawns are trimmed, the windows polished, and the air smells of warm dust and jasmine. It looks peaceful, the kind of street where nothing ever changes. Into Aisha's living room, Eva Nyanja Shah. A 16-year-old girl with curious dark eyes sits on the sofa scrolling through her phone. She glances out the window and pauses. A moving truck stops outside the old Khan house, the one that has been empty for many years. Her mother stands in the kitchen's doorway drying her hands with a towel. Mother Aisha stops staring. "Come help me set the table." Aisha keeps looking for a moment. Aisha, someone is moving into the Khan house. Her mother freezes for half a second. A tiny shadow crosses her face before she forces a smile and turns back to the kitchen. "Mother? Good." Empty houses make the street look strange. Aisha notices something odd in her. Mother's voice? "Aisha, you don't like that house?" "Mother, it's old, that's all." Now come help.ext, Khan house EV9 The yard is overgrown and wild. Paint peels from the walls. Moving men carry boxes inside. A man in his 40s, Mr. Ali, signs some documents. Beside him stands a boy around Shah's age, Hamza. Holding a box labeled books, Aisha steps out of her house carrying a trash bag, but walks slowly so she can keep watching. Old Mr. Rashid, the neighborhood gardener and self-appointed watchman, waters his plants across the street. He sees everything. He notices Ayasa's stare. "Mr. Rashid, so someone finally bought that place." "Ayasa, uncle. Do you know who lived there before?" He pauses, then shakes his head. "Mr. Rashid? Old story? Leave that house alone, Beta." "Aisha, why? What happened?" "Mr. Rashid, some stories don't help anyone." He returns to his plants. Aisha frowns at the house. Hamza glances up and sees her. For a second, they simply look at each other before he gives a small, shy wave. She waves back. "Int." School hallway next. DAY students rush around. Lockers slam. Voices echo. Aisha stands at her locker with her best friend, Sana. "Sana, so he's your new neighbor? Is he cute?" Aisha rolls her eyes but smiles. "Aisha, I don't know. I barely saw him." Hamza appears at the end of the hallway holding a school map. He looks confused. A teacher points him toward Aisha's direction and walks away. Hamza approaches them. "Hamza, hi, I think. I'm in class 10B. Isha, that's my class. I'm a Yia. This is Sana. Sana, welcome to our very boring school, Hamza." Laughs softly. "Hamza, I'm Hamza. We moved here yesterday. Sana, we know. Everyone knows everything on our street. Nothing ever happens there." Hamza looks down for a moment, then lifts his eyes. "Hamza, maybe something did?" Aisha's eyebrows rise. "Aisha, what do you mean?" Before he can answer, the bell rings. Ixt. Neighborhood street afternoon. The sun is bright. Kids ride bicycles. Someone plays music from a window. Everything looks peaceful. Aisha walks home. She stops when she sees Hamza kneeling in his front yard, digging dirt around a twisted old tree. Aisha already cleaning the jungle. Hamza looks up and smiles. "HMZA. My dad wants to plant new flowers. I have to clear this part first." "Aisha, need help?" "Hamza, if you want. There are too many roots." She kneels beside him. They pull weeds and scrape soil. The topsoil is dry, but deeper down it is dark and cold. Then their tools hit something. Hard clank, both freeze. Hamza clears dirt with his fingers. Aisha brushes away soil. A small metal box appears, rusted and heavy. Aisha, what is that? Hamza, I don't know. Maybe something the old owners left. The box has a rusty lock. Aisha looks around. The street continues with its normal life. No one notices them. Aisha, let's open it later. Not out here. Hamza nods and hides the box under his jacket. In Hamza's bedroom late after Orana. The room is messy, half unpacked. Posters lie rolled on the bed. Hamza quietly closes the door. Aisha sits on the floor cross-legged. The box rests between them, like something alive, shams already. He uses a screwdriver to bend the rusty lock. It snaps off with a dry sound. He slowly lifts the lid. Inside are folded papers, a small notebook, and a silver necklace with a tiny blue stone. A faint smell of old dust floats out. Aisha lifts the necklace. Aisha, it's pretty. Hamza opens the notebook. The first page shows a name, HMZA reading Amna Khan. 1999. Aisha looks up. Aisha. The old family. Hamza reads through the diary. The early pages talk about school, friends, simple problems. But the writing changes near the end. It becomes rushed, messy, scared. Hamza reading slowly, someone is watching me. I see him when I walk home. No one believes me. They say this street is safe. But I know he knows our secret. I think he knows what is buried in the yard. Aisha's breath catches. Aisha buried. Here. Hamza turns another page. HMZA reading tonight. I heard them fighting downstairs. I heard the word police. I heard accident. I heard never talk. I am scared. I am writing this in case something happens. Someone must know. Aisha looks pale. Aisha, is there more? Hamza flips to the final page. HAMZ reading, if you find this, please help me. Please tell the truth. This quiet street is not what it seems. He closes the notebook gently. They sit in silence. The air feels heavy. Aisha, what happened to her? Hamza, my dad said the house was cheap because of old problems. He didn't say what, Aisha thinks of Mr. Rashid's warning. Some stories don't help anyone. Aisha, we have to find out. She asks for help. HMZA stares at the notebook. HMZA, if we dig into this, we may find something dangerous, Aisha. Maybe. But she wrote this for someone to find. Hamza slowly nods. Okay. We will find out what happened to Amna Khan. Outside, the quiet street continues as usual. Children laugh. Doors open and close. Lights turn on. But something old has woken up beneath the peaceful surface. Night settles over the neighborhood. Streetlights glow softly. A quiet wind moves through the trees. Carrying the faint smell of earth and dust Ayas's bedroom and IGHT, Isha sits at her desk with the old notebook open. She writes notes on a sheet of paper, copying dates from Amna's diary. Her small lamp glows warmly beside her. On her phone screen, Sana appears on a video call, lying on her bed with messy hair. Sayana, so, you really found a buried diary? AY says. And the girl who wrote it was scared. She said someone was watching her and that something was buried in the yard. Sana's eyes widen with interest. Sana, this is like a movie. Maybe there's treasure. Or a body. Aisha gives her a look. Aye Sasana, please be serious. Saina. Okay. What are you doing now? Aisha flips through the diary pages again. Aisha made checking the dates she wrote. Her last entry was in 1999. I want to know what happened in our neighborhood that year. Sana sits up straighter. Sana, you can search online, right? Aisha nods and opens her laptop. In T. Aisha's bedroom. The laptop screen reflects on her face as she scrolls through old news articles. She pauses when she sees a headline from 1999. Local. Nurse missing. Last seen near quiet. Neighborhood. Aisha clicks the article. It describes a woman named Farah who disappeared while walking home late at night. No body was found. On the video call, Santa leans closer to her camera. "Sayin' is that near your street?" AY says. The article says she was last seen just a few blocks away. Aisha scrolls further. Another headline appears. "No new clues in missing woman case." Sentence catches her eye. Some neighbors reported hearing late-night arguments around the time of her disappearance. Aisha whispers the words to herself. AYESH argumes. Like the ones Amna wrote about. Sana's tone becomes serious. "Sana, you think Amna's family knew something?" "AYE so what sounds like it. She said she heard fighting. She said her parents talked about the police. A knock on the door makes her jump." She quickly closes the laptop. "Mother," from outside Aisha. "It's late. Sleep now. I's coming, Mama." Santa speaks quickly before the call ends. "Sana Saka. Be careful. Don't do anything stupid without me." The call ends. Aisha opens the diary again. On a corner of one page, she notices a note she missed earlier. He stands near the old lamppost, the one by Mr. Rashid's house. She stiffens. A yes softly, "Why there?" Ixt, neighborhood street. Next afternoon, a warm sun shines over the quiet homes. Children ride bicycles. A dog barks somewhere far away. Aisha and Hamza walk together toward the old lamppost near Mr. Rashid's house. Hamza carries the metal box in his backpack. They stop in front of the tall, worn-out lamppost. Stickers peel off it. The paint is chipped. So this is where she said the watcher stood." Aisha nods. Mr. Rashid sits in his yard on a wooden chair reading a newspaper. He notices them staring at the lamppost. "Mr. Ross, I do. Atu look like you're planning trouble." Aisha forces a smile. "Aisha Cheno.
Uncle.
We're just walking." Hamza glances at Aisha. She nods slightly. She has decided to ask, "Ayisa Yuncle, can we ask you something about the old family who lived in Hamza's house?" Mr. Rashid freezes. He slowly folds his newspaper. "Mr. Rissa Teed. Hamza, we found something while cleaning the yard." Aisha quickly adds, "Isha diary. From a girl named Amna Khan." Mr. Rashid looks sharply at them. "Mr. Resikuda read it." Aisha hesitates, then nods. AYE says, "She wrote that she was scared. She wrote about a secret, and an accident, and someone watching her." A long silence follows. Mr. Rashid sighs, then gestures toward two empty chairs beside him. "Mr. Ra," sighed Keet. "I will tell you what." "I know." They sit quietly. Mr. Rashidi lived here when the Khans did. The street was busy then. Kids played outside all the time. People trusted each other. No one locked their doors. He pauses. "Mr. Ross, arrest him. Went missing. Farah, a nurse. She lived a few streets away. The police asked questions. They came to every door, but no one saw anything." Aisha and Hamza exchange a worried look. Asa and the Khans. Mr. Rashid swallows hard before speaking. Mr. Rashidi heard fights in their house many nights. Loud voices. Angry words. "One night, I saw Mr. Khan dragging something heavy in the yard. Near the tree where you found that box?" Hamza's face turns pale. "Hamza do? You think it was?" "Her," Mr. Rashid shakes his head slowly. "Mr. Rashidi don't know. It might have been trash. But after that night, the girl stopped smiling. She looked scared all the time, always glancing behind her. And then, one day, the whole family left suddenly. No goodbye. No packing trucks. Nothing. They vanished overnight." Isa's voice is soft. "Isa and the police. Mr. Rassa, they came years later. Someone said the Khans moved out too fast. They searched the place, but not thoroughly. They never dug the yard." He sighs deeply. "Mr. Ress, he found her diary. Then she wanted the truth to be known. But the truth can destroy peace. And people here love peace more than justice. Hamza stands. His voice strong. MSAF. Someone hurt that woman. They should not get peace. Mr. Rashid studies him for a long moment. Mr. Ross. Then you must find proof. Realproof.ext, Con House backyard. Evianange, the sky turns orange and purple. The yard is quiet except for the rustling of leaves. Aisha and Hamza stand near the twisted old tree. Hamza holds a small shovel. Aisha has a flashlight. Hamza, you really think something else is buried here? Awasamna wrote about what is buried in the yard. The metal box was near the surface. Maybe the real secret is deeper. Hamza breathes deeply. Hamza, if we find something scary, we tell the police immediately. Promise? Aisha promised. They begin digging. The soil is heavy and thick. Sweat forms on their faces. The street sounds grow distant behind the fence. After several minutes, Hamza's shovel hits something solid. Thunk. They freeze. Hamza kneels and scrapes away more dirt with his hands. Aisha shines the flashlight. They uncover a flat wooden surface. Dark, old, and wide. Aye Sak, what is that? A box. Hamza digs around it, revealing the shape. HMZA, it's not a box. It's a lid. Aisha's breath trembles. I see a door. There's a door in the ground. They clear more soil. A metal ring appears on the wooden lid. A handle.HAMZA reaches for it with shaking fingers. HMZA 1. 2. He pulls hard. The lid creaks open. Cold, stale air rises from below. Aisha covers her nose. AYE said shit, smells awful. Hamza shines the flashlight down. There are narrow steps leading into a small underground room. HAMZA, there's a cellar under my yard. The light moves over shelves. And a long shape covered in a dirty cloth. Aisha steps back fast. Aisha Hamza. Maybe we should stop. Hamza stares into the darkness, his voice barely a whisper. So what if this is what she meant? They stand on the edge of the open door, staring down at the secret hidden beneath the peaceful street. Something terrible is waiting in the dark. The sky darkens slowly. The cool evening wind moves the tree branches. The open wooden door in the ground looks like a dark mouth, waiting for someone to step inside. Ext. Con House. Gyeon. Tian Husea and Hamza stand at the edge of the opening. Hamza holds the flashlight tightly. Its beam shakes a little in his hands. Aisha, we need to call the police. Now Hamza? And tell them what? Hi, we dug up our yard and found a creepy basement. Aisha, yes, exactly that. Hamza hesitates. He looks down again. The underground space is black, silent, and cold. Hamza, let me just check one quick look. If it's nothing, the police won't take us seriously. Before she can stop him, he steps onto the narrow stairs. Aisha Hamza. Wait. She hesitates only a second before following him down. Int. Underground cellar moments. LATR. The cellar is small, cramped, and dusty. The walls are made of rough stone. Old shelves line the sides, filled with broken jars, rusty tools, and boxes wrapped in spider webs. The flashlight beam lands on the long object covered with a dirty cloth. Aisha stays close to the stairs, ready to run. Hamza approaches slowly. Hamza, it might be old furniture, something harmless. His voice does not sound confident. He crouches down and pulls the cloth off. Underneath is a long wooden chest, cracked and stained. The edges are dark with age. Aisha steps back further. Aisha Hamza, please don't open it. Hamza swallows hard. He looks at her, then at the chest. Sham, if we leave it closed, we'll never know the truth. He places both hands on the lid and lifts it slowly. Inside are bundles wrapped in old cloth and plastic. The smell hits them immediately, thick and sour. Isha covers her mouth. Isha, oh my God. Hamza's flashlight lands on something pale inside the bundle, something curved, something that looks like bone. He shuts the chest quickly. His face turns white. MZA. Let's go. We need to get out of here. They scramble up the stairs. Ext. Con house backyard. Con. New Os. Back in the open air. They gasp and cough. Aisha wipes her face with shaking hands. Hamza pulls out his phone with trembling fingers. Hamza, calling the police. He dials in. Aisha's living room later that in Nij, itched to red and blue lights flash across the walls. Aisu sits on the sofa wrapped in a blanket. Her mother is beside her, holding her hand tightly. Police officers stand near the door, talking softly into radios. Another officer steps outside to speak with Hamza and his father. Mother, why didn't you tell me you were digging there? Her voice shakes between anger and fear. Aisha, I'm sorry, Mama. We thought we were just checking something small. Her mother sighs heavily and pulls her into a brief, tight hug. Mother, some things are too big for children to handle. The front door opens. A man in plain clothes enters. He's the inspector.com, but serious. Inspector Aisha, need to ask you a few questions. Aisha nods weakly. Inspector, Mr. Rashid told us you found an old diary. Aisha reaches into her bag and hands it over. Aisha, yes. It was in a small metal box under Hamza's tree. He flips through the pages quickly, stopping near the end. Inspector, this girl, Amna? She wrote that she was being watched. She wrote about an accident. Something buried. Did you read all of it, Aisha? Most of it? She sounded really scared and alone. The inspector studies her carefully. Inspector, you did the right thing calling us. Aisha looks at him, her voice quiet. Aisha is the body. The missing woman? Farah. The inspector looks surprised for a moment. Inspector, how do you know that name? Aisha. I searched the old news articles from that year. The inspector slowly nods. Inspector, you're a smart girl. Yes, we think it may be her, but we need tests to be sure. Aisha looks down at her hands. Aisha, what about Amna, the girl who wrote the diary? What happened to her? The inspector sighs. Inspector, we don't know. There's no record of her after the family moved away. They left the city without leaving an address. Aisha's voice shakes a little. Aisha, will you look for her? Inspector, we will. This diary is important. It tells us she tried to warn someone. He closes it gently. Inspector, we will do everything we can. EXT Neighborhood Street, LATR. The quiet street is filled with flashing lights, police tape, and murmuring neighbors. People stand in groups, whispering and pointing. Santa runs toward Aisha, breathless. Santa, I came as fast as I could. Are you okay? Aisha forces a tired smile. Aisha, I'm okay, just scared. Santa grabs her hand tightly. Santa, is it true? They really found a body. Aisha looks toward the yard. Officers carry equipment into the hole. They move slowly and carefully. Aisha, yes. In some kind of secret room. Underground, Santa's face turns pale. Santa, all this time, it was right under us. Aisha nods silently. Into Khan house, same Tm Hamza stands near the wall while officers move around. His father stands beside him, worried. Hams looks shaken, but he lifts his head when he hears the inspector call his name. Inspector Hamza, you were very brave. You and Aisha both. If you hadn't found that diary, this secret might have stayed hidden forever. Hamza doesn't speak at first. Hamza, I just wish we had found it sooner, before all these years passed. The inspector puts a hand on his shoulder. Inspector, sometimes justice comes late, but it still comes. DXT. Street onages of police cars begin to leave. The neighbors return to their homes, still whispering. Aisha and Hamza stand near the fence between their houses, tired but relieved. Aisha, do you think Amna is safe somewhere? Hamza looks at the quiet street, the lamppost, the houses. Hamza, I hope so. She was just a kid, like us. Aisha wraps her arms around herself. Aisha, she asked for help in her diary. She must have been so scared. Hamza nods slowly. Hamza, but she wasn't wrong. Someone finally listened. A long silence follows. The wind moves gently through the trees. Aisha, this street will never feel the same again. Sham, maybe that's good. Maybe the truth needed to come out. They stand together for a moment, staring at the now quiet house, the yard where the secret had been hidden for so many years. The peaceful neighborhood looks the same as always, but something deep beneath the surface has changed forever. And the buried secrets of the quiet neighborhood are no longer buried at all. The quiet neighborhood finally fell silent again, but it was not the same silence as before. The truth had risen from the ground, pulling old shadows into the light. Police cars were gone, but their echoes remained. People walked slower, looked over their shoulders, and wondered what else they had missed. Aisha and Hamza stood together, knowing they had changed something bigger than themselves. They had answered a girl's hidden plea for help, even years too late. And though the street looked calm once more, everyone understood one thing: some secrets never stay buried forever. For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.